Morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the K.A.P.S program, the Kids Arts program, which is a part of the Roswell Community Little Theater. Lynetta Zuber back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Good. I love the outfit for today. This is very apropos.
This is living history.
I got to ask, the big hats.
Yes.
Are they hot or comfortable in the sun and all that?
This one in particular is actually comfortable.
Good. Okay. I was wondering because obviously it gets shade, but it's a pretty well-made material hat. So I didn't know if it breathed pretty good.
Right. Well, a lot of times they would have like somewhat of a dome, so there's like space in there to kind of help with that, and not be directly on the head.
Good deal. But and of course, for folks that don't know, the rest of the outfits from those periods. You ain't getting dressed quick, just saying. And I imagine that took a while to put all that together. The layer. Now, did you go like au natural with all the layers and stuff like they did, or you went modern before?
No, I'm using modern.
Perfect, good deal. But thank you for joining us, Lynn. I appreciate this. And I think before we talk about the event and everything else, let's give a little background about K.A.P.S and what this program's all about. It's for folks that don't know, it's a part of the Roswell Community Little Theater. Of course, they've got their beautiful facility on the south end there. They got some plays coming up. Check out the website, get your tickets, all those things. They've got auditions and things going on right now. There'll be some shows coming here in the fall, so get ready. Yep. But you can find out while you're there. Click on the K.A.P.S link. There's one there, and the class has actually just started.
Yes.
There's several different class groups. I don't know. If someone just learned today, is there still room to get in, or is it pretty full?
Technically, no, not at this point, but we do open up classes every semester.
Okay, so here in the winter, January time frame, or that next semester there.
We'll open up again.
But in the meantime, you can get involved here and stuff, and then when those classes start here in the spring semester, I guess that's what that'd be called.
Yes.
Your children are ready to go. What's the age groups for the K.A.P.S program?
So I have two classes. One is called Enchantment Company.
Okay.
Excuse me. And that is my 3rd grade to 6th grade.
Okay.
And then I have Cover Up Company, and that's my 7th grade all the way up to high school.
The older up to 12. I'm guessing by high school they're ready to join the high school dramas and things.
Yes.
And they're a little harder to keep around because they're busy doing other plays.
Sometimes it just depends on the group and the students, because I do get a lot of homeschool students.
Sure, that's true too.
So that's
it's kind of hard to do ensemble casts in homeschool. That's why they need the K.A.P.S program.
There you go. Yes.
But yeah, you really get these kids exposed to the arts through all of this, and it's much more than just learning to act and all that. They learn history. They learn all of the aspects of theater.
Yes, that's very important to me. I'm a very big advocate that it's not just about the actor on stage. You know, if you don't have a licensed sound person, you don't have a show. You don't have a director, you don't have a show. You don't have a stage manager, you may not have a show.
Exactly.
And I like this. So if the students start with the program from 3rd grade, by the time they graduate, they will have experience. They would have directed a show, run lights and sound, learn how to design sets. The goal is that they would have experienced and done everything by the time they graduate.
And that way they can kind of have a good solid foundation of like, no, I want to act, or no, I want to be set design and costume design, or no, I want to direct. I want to be the one running the show here. That's but that's they get to learn those niches and find out where they or they find out they like it all, and they do a little bit. How many actors go on to be on the other side of the screen or the in this case of the theater? The curtain,
exactly.
The curtain, maybe that'd be the right one there. But these are great classes, like you said, for these kids, and they go. And one of the events that I think the public would probably know the K.A.P.S program for, an annual event you guys have been doing. COVID's put a bit of a damper on it in more recent times here, but the Graveside Manor events that you do every year, right here, and they're coming back. The world will let us do these. But if you're not familiar, these young men and women, they come out. And they go out to South Park Cemetery on the south end. And if you did not know, we have many prominent, I don't know if you could say founding fathers would be the right term, but yeah, people, prominent people of this community. Like if you noticed like some of our street names, like Poe and these Lee and these kind of things. They're named after people that were very much the fabric of this area. And Graveside Manor gives the kids an opportunity to learn about some of our local history, but then impart it upon you. And they do it through the Graveside Manor. And so they do. I always use the term Chautauqua. I don't know if that's the right term, but that's the term I've always used. And for those that don't know, that's basically when someone encompasses that person and they are that person on camera, off camera, whatever it is. You're talking to them, they're Abe Lincoln or whoever they're portraying at that time. So that's what they do is they go out there at the gravesite and they are J.P. White or they're whomever, and they're at the gravesite and the groups come by and they learn about this person and the kids they're in full costume and full regalia and doing their soliloquy, I guess you say. They're doing their acting and things, and
they're telling their story.
Telling the story, exactly. Well, we're going to be doing something very similar to that here in October.
Yes.
At the Historical Society. Of course, I know the Historical Society and the K.A.P.S. They do a lot of stuff together, and I know there's probably one young man that's like a link. In his family, obviously, a link to there. Josiah Strange, he's been a part of the K.A.P.S program and acting and singing and doing all stuff for years. But he's an avid history buff, too, and he actually comes what is he, 12 now? How old is he?
Oh, my goodness.
He's grown over the years here, but he's still a young man. But he also loves being a docent and volunteering at the Historical Society. So when he's probably not doing K.A.P stuff, he's over at the Historical Society. And his mom, of course, they're homeschooling, so the whole family gets involved and incorporate both programs into their education, too. So it's really cool the way they do all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's that kind of – and so they, I guess, probably de facto said, hey, we're doing stuff over here. Y'all should do these together.
Yes, exactly. So, that's how we were able to make that partnership with you with the Historical Society, which is wonderful.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Well, it makes complete sense here. So talk about the event here in October. And like I said, it's very similar, if you're familiar with the Graveside Manor, it's going to be very similar to that style of event.
Yeah. So like Graveside Manor, you would go from tombstone to tombstone. Well, this time we're going to go ahead and be at the Historical Museum, and we'll be within the rooms in the building
rooms
there.
in the home.
Yes.
Okay.
So you won't only just get to go and see the actors and hear the stories, but you'll also get to see what the Historical Museum has, which is absolutely wonderful and really cool stuff. It's just amazing. I love going there every time.
It's a beautiful home.
It really is. It really is. And so as you go from room to room, you will then be presented with the character of that time period.
Okay.
From there, we have, not of that time period, just people who have passed and have been important to Roswell.
Sure.
Like Judge Alvin Jones, he'll be represented there. And then we also have Elvis Fleming.
Okay.
I'm trying to get through my list here, remember everybody. We have, Bertie D. And then Grace Arlene Wilkins.
Okay.
I know some of these names people may not know. There's several people here that I don't know, and I love this event because I'm getting to know about them.
Some of those names you mentioned there,
it.
Elvis and Judge Jones, I mean, we just lost those guys in the last few years here. So,
yes, exactly.
So there's some people that, it's going to be great. Because obviously, those two individuals and all these others, they've been a great part of the fabric of not only just the Historical Society, but this entire community.
Yes, so it's going to be wonderful to be able to honor them in that way.
Absolutely.
And tell their story in a way that we can.
And it's great because the kids also learn.
Yes.
They're learning because they're studying up and learning about these people and in essence, trying to become them.
Yes.
And do that presentation. And it's really cool that next thing you know, they're going to be, I didn't know that this, and they're going to hit you with that stuff later as adults and be like, this started.
And that's basically what happened, like partially what happened with Josiah. I mean, he played J.P. White for me one year, and he just fell for it. And
he dove in.
So he's officially J.P. White. He's nobody else.
That's his lockdown Mr. White.
Exactly, for when we do Graveside. And this year for Living History, I believe he's doing Elvis Fleming.
Okay.
So that's going to be really a lot of fun.
So if he had to be J.P. White, maybe he could welcome people into the homes. Like, welcome to my home. Come meet my friends.
Exactly. And that's one thing we're trying to do is try to introduce new people and different people. So the ones that we are doing for Living History are not ones we have done for Graveside Manor.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make it new every time, but have a few people that we already know, of course, but just kind of having it grow that way.
People you're familiar with to get you to come out and learn and kind of, because you love to kind of familiarize with stuff you're already in, and then use that as the stepping board to learn about some new folks and different aspects of things.
So as you'll be able to walk through the museum, you'll get to see all of our living history. And then on the outside between the archive building and the museum, we're going to be having booths set up. So it's really exciting to have like an interactive booth is what we're going to be doing. Okay. So there's going to be some crafts and some projects for kids to do.
Okay.
Like for Judge Jones.
Like a make and take projects.
Yes.
Things. Sweet.
For Judge Jones, we're going to have a little bow tie.
Oh, yeah, that's his symbol.
That's his symbol, exactly. So they'll get to make their own little bow tie, which will be wonderful.
Nice.
We have one that we have soup connected with. So it's just going to be really kind of fun and connecting the craft with the living history people as well.
Yeah, kind of their signature or their passions or things outside of what we know them for.
Yeah, which will help remember a little bit more, too, about the person itself when you connect it with something, which is wonderful.
Well, that's history, you know, and we always, I know when I talk with Amy and everything on the radio, and it's very similar in the performance and arts world. It's everything is history. Everything is a performance. It's the same. You know, when you look at and people that say I hate history, and it's like you love history, you just don't realize it yet. Do you love seeing what's going on with your family last week or what you watch on TV? That's history. It's all of it's history. The telling a story, that's part of history. That's, you know, certainly in your world, that's what you guys do is tell stories. That's what acting is all about. It's telling a story. And there's a lot of, you know, passion and similarities there, and you can use that. That's history. That's all part of that. And it's history's telling of stories of our past. And I mean, if you've got a Facebook page and you're taking selfies, but that's history. I have to tell you, you're chronologically, you're chronologizing your own history there. That's what you're doing. And so you love history, you just don't realize it. And I think acting and all that's the same thing. You just you don't love sitting and opening a textbook and learning and memorizing dates, but you love history. You know? I agree. And I think that's what K.A.P.S does, and certainly what the Historical Society doing, saying, hey, no, these are passions you have. You just don't realize it yet.
Yes.
We're just going to show you why, you know, and how you have these passions.
Yeah. So. And sometimes, too, it's finding a different way of having it presented to you. Because, like you were saying, it's different from just reading from a textbook.
Sure.
And having to memorize the facts. It's very different than when you actually get to experience it. We like to experience history, experience things in general. Yeah. And that's one of the best ways to learn.
Yeah. So let's I don't know if we gave the particulars that it's in October. What the dates
So
and time?
It's October 23rd.
Okay.
We'll have tours throughout from 10 to 4. So it's not like you have to be there from 10 to 4.
Just kind of come and go.
It's a come and go, basically. Yes. So, and then the time it takes to go through the booths and whatnot. And so it's kind of just being free of your time.
Gotcha.
So from 10 to 4 is when we'll be running tours. We do have auditions tonight for our students.
So if there's some kids that want to,
yes.
I imagine these are all kids' arts program students, right?
Well, a lot of them will be, but we're open. You don't have to be a K.A.P.S student to come and audition.
Sweet.
So we have from 6th to 12th grade, we're open to having students come and audition tonight.
Okay. Is that at the theater?
At the Roswell Community Little Theater.
Okay. Which, if you don't know, it's it's actually behind... what is it? Is it called Icon or Apex or whatever that's
one of the things?
Right across the Dollar General there.
Yeah.
Was that Union or McGaff?
That's Union.
I always get the schools mixed up. The old Park Twin for people who've been here a while.
Yes, we'll be there from 5:30 for a while after that. if you miss auditions, but you still want to be a part of it, that's no problem. Just get in touch with us on Facebook or through our website, and we'll get you involved if we can.
Absolutely. And if you're interested, please. And this might be your foot in the door for the next semester of classes here in January.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, this kind of you can kind of learn and meet some of the students and the parents and adults involved here, and then who knows, get bit with the bug and like you said, even if you don't think you're an actor or any of that stuff, I mean, but if you love to create, if you love
it's making magic is what I call it. It's making magic.
All facets are needed. If you love to work with your hands and sew or build sets, and that's part of it. That's all needed. If you just love, maybe it's the choreograph stuff. You love to kind of organize and get people. Then that's part of this. If you're a technical guy, if you're a more of a technical and you love pushing buttons and wiring stuff, then you probably need to be in the sound and lighting department.
I can use you there.
That's part of theater. That's part of.
There's a lot more to it.
Art.
It's just remembering too that we are a community, and it's so if you need a community that you want to get involved with, it's a great group of people.
Yeah,
I always say we're a family.
Absolutely.
We really are. Of course, families always have their little issues, but we love each other and we're family.
And
stay with it.
I've been fortunate enough to kind of doing just other stuff in the past with the communal theater. They have a great facility there at the old Park Twin there.
Yes.
I mean, you guys see the theater there, but if you go behind the curtain, so to speak, they've got a whole big room full of costumes. It's kind of playland for a kid if you love all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's props and clothing and of course they got their little dressing rooms and all the cool stuff that the kids will get to see behind the scenes. But it's a whole playland back there, really. And I would say even if your kid at first isn't like into acting per se, but loves, I think this is you can use this to spark and nurture their imaginative side.
Yes.
Because that's that's the whole part of theater. Is okay, how do you make things seem realistic that aren't? That's so much of theater. How many times are you doing plays and it's a big city backdrop or something?
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't put New York City behind it,
right?
Or in our theater. How do we create that illusion? And that's where the creative comes in. And how do you make something? It's like when they do Broadway plays and they do stuff that looks majestic in a theater, like in a movie with CGI monsters or whatever. And some Broadway plays get to that level. How do you create that in front of someone without a computer to make it on a screen?
Right.
And that's theater.
Well, and sometimes too, it's not wanting to give. What I love about stage is you got to leave a little imagination to the audience.
Absolutely. Let them kind of imagine what's beyond that wall.
Exactly. That's what I like. Difference between from a movie on TV compared to stage. You have to work a little bit and pay attention a little bit more.
Sure.
Which I absolutely love. It's like you can't give away all the information.
Absolutely.
You got to work. The audience has to work for it.
Absolutely. And that's how they get invested.
Exactly.
So please come be a part of this. Come. If you have any questions or want information, I invite you to the K.A.P.S program Facebook page.
Yes.
That's probably your best resource if you want information, but also if you have a question or something, you can shoot it through the message there, and Lynetta or whomever will get to it and get you taken care of. Whether it's signing up for the next semester classes or the K.A.P.S program here, come out for auditions, any of this stuff, or the event here in October at the Historical Society, any of this stuff, please reach out. It's a lot of fun, and I know I've seen some of the stuff, and the kids love it. It really is a family knit community. I know a lot of times too when the actual community little theaters in performances of their big plays and things, the K.A.P.S program sometimes fill in and serve and help as part of the cast members sometimes. Who knows? Maybe even some of them are back behind the stage there running back and forth, getting people ready and all that stuff too. So you kind of get to appeal behind the curtain of some of the community little theater performances and stuff too.
Yes.
So see some of the magic there too.
Yes.
Again, check it out. Good deal. What's
perfect?
And of course, if you go to the Roswell Community Theater's website, I should always say roswelltheater.com. It's spelled the theater part. It's not spelled the eater like I normally do it.
It's R-E.
Yeah, T-R-E. So that's how I remember how to spell theater, weirdly enough. If you spell the eater, it spells theater.
Wow.
There's also a church with the word therapist, but I'm not going to say how you spell that one on the radio.
We'll leave that one alone.
Another conversation for another day. But come be a part of it. And again, remind the dates and everything for the event in October here.
October 23rd,
Yes.
Living History, and tours will be running from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m.
Yeah, no need to RSVP or anything. Come and go event. It's an open house style event, so you can come. So if you can't make it till 1 or 2 or 11:30,
Then you're good to go.
No problem. Come on down. I'm guessing the last tours will end about 4. So if you get there before 4 and there's people there, but they'll probably stop taking people about 4 o'clock.
Yes.
So get there before then. And I know, like you said, there's going to be lots of other little booths and things that the kids and interact. I'm sure the Historical Society will have some other events and things that are part of this event. Like if you want to get some of our Peter Hurd prints or books or maybe some more of that bread that they always seem to pop up at events there, that delicious bread.
That's good. Good bread.
Maybe there'll be some of that available there too. So, and who knows, maybe even music and stuff too. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that we have like Hot Club on the Pecos show up and start playing music for us too. But it's going to be a fun event. And again, mark that on your calendars there for October. So.
And we are open for sponsorships for our interactive booths and craft and our sale booths as well.
Okay.
So we can get information to anybody who would like any of that off of our Facebook page.
Probably still the best way to go through there. And again, if you look, you can probably, I typed in Kids Arts Program Roswell and it came up. K.A.P.S, K.A.P.S is the acronym for the program. The Kids with a K. So that's
Kids with a K.
Yeah. So, and if you have any trouble, find that call here, and I'll help you walk through it. But it's and like you, if you go to the RoswellTheater.com website, you can find a link there to the K.A.P.S program, and of course all the upcoming performances and things for the communal theater. That information there, and to order tickets too. If you want to order tickets for upcoming shows, you'll find the link there at the website when they make it available.
Correct.
Too. So
yeah,
very good. Lynetta, did we miss anything? Did we get it all?
I think that's basically it. Let's just have some fun with history.
Yeah, and if you've got kids that you're loving and looking to give them a chance to broaden their horizons and do things that maybe is out of their comfort zone a little bit, look into the K.A.P.S program and let them explore their creative side, whether it's acting or working with your hands or technical stuff, whatever it is. You will find those niches. So.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Love the outfit.
Thanks.
You don't have to wear that the rest of the day, do you?
I probably will, knowing me.
She's like, I work in a doctor's office. This is my doctor. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm a performing arts teacher, so everywhere I go, I'm performing. So it works.
It's apropos. Although that would be cool if you were like, you just show up and like, it's my outfit. Why are you looking at me? I always wear this when I work at the bank.
There's a lot of people who know me well enough, they wouldn't expect anything less.
It's like, oh, hey, Lynetta. Nice hat. Well, thank you very much. And,
thank you.
We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks.
All right.